Hey, welcome to Davita's Stampin' Spot. It is time for another video. My daughter reached out to me and asked if I could create a card for a little blue truck birthday party for a little boy at our church. And so my mind immediately went to Trucking Along, that stamp set. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what I came up with. So I wanted to use this embossing folder for the background. It's called Metal 3D. It just has that masculine look to it. I'm using the Deckled Rectangles dies, and I'm using the third and fourth ones from the middle for the layers. Put them back in here. I've been losing things lately, so I'm trying to be careful. The Sentimental Park, I'm using Happy Birthday. And then, of course, the Trucking Along. Now, if I wanted to pop the truck out, I could stamp it on scratch paper and punch it with the punch, but I am just going to stamp it directly on the paper today. So here's my two layers. I'm using Blueberry Bushel. I have two pieces that are 4 by 5.5, and this one I embossed with that 3D metal. I love that look. And let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is do my road. So my first tip for you would be that when you're using a set and you're building on something, make sure you leave enough space. I have found if I stamp the truck first, sometimes I don't have enough space for everything because I didn't space it quite right. So this is the road. It's this piece right here. And I like the way they designed it because what I do is I stamp it with one side up, then turn it around, and they kind of fit together. So it makes a neat looking road. All right. And I don't want a whole lot there, but I didn't want my truck to be floating. So we'll put a little road down. And I'm going to use Blueberry Bushel for my truck. I love this set because the truck can be stamped with two stamps. Let's see, I'm going to go about right there. So I'm going to do the outside with stamping directly from the Blueberry Bushel. Then for the filling of the truck, the paint job, I'm going to stamp it off. It's called Stamping Off or Second Generation. I think Stampin' Up gets better and better at designing the stamps so they fill in really nicely. Well, I did this before. Okay, there we go. And it lined up perfect. Boy, I'm feeling good today. All right, so for the present, I thought I would use basic primary colors since he's a little guy. So I'm going to fill in the presents with red. And what person wouldn't love a truckload of presents? So there's my truck. I am going to stamp happy birthday. I think I'll do it in red. I needed a really small one because the truck takes up most of the space. So there's my truck. Hang on, I have been getting ink where I don't want it. I'm going to quickly clean these. If your stamps aren't sticking, a good thing to do is take and wash them at the sink with your dishwashing soap, and it gets the grease and grime off your fingers because when you touch it, you're transferring that over. And sometimes they just need to be cleaned, just like my cleaning glass mat needs to be cleaned. All right, we're going to do the inside. So that, oh, I forgot to tell you that. On that, for my inside, I'm using Filled with Fun. I'm going to use the balloon and this ribbon, and then the sending, let's see, celebrating someone special, I think is what I got out. Yep, celebrating someone special. Had in my head, it said something different. All right, I think I'll do the greeting in the Blueberry Bushel. It's just such a bright, happy color. Then I'm going to do the string in the blue. I think I'm going to go this way. And then use red for my balloon. There we go. Isn't that happy? I like that. I already made the card for the little boy and gave it to my daughter, and they were really happy with it, so that made me happy too. All right, I think we're done with stamping, and you know me, I love to color. So to color the wheels, there is a stamp you could use that would do the wheels, but I like my wheels to be one color, the hubcaps to be another, and the center another color. So I'm using my blends. I'm using black for the tires. Smoky slate, light smoky slate for the hubcaps. And then I'm going to use a colored pencil and grab blue to do the center of the hubcap. I just think that kind of finishes off the pickup. Isn't that cute? All right, so that's going to go there. Now I also need to color my presents real quickly. And if I can grab my colors, should have had these out. But you know, when you're coloring with your pencils, light is always the best choice. You can always color darker. You could use your blends, you could use your markers, you could use your blender pen. So a lot of options to color. There is also a stamp. So if you wanted all the presents to be one filled in with one color, you could just use the stamp. But you know me, I like to color. Plus, I just like a little variety. So we're going to color in our present real quick. Oh, my pencils need a pencil sharpener. Oh, we'll do just a little bit here. One more color. But you can guess what color I picked? Yep, gotta have some purple in there somewhere. All right, so now I'm going to put my layers together. I love the deckled rectangles. They have that unique, fun edge. So it gives it some variety. There's that. My card base is 5.5 by 8.5, just the normal size. And I'm going to add the embossed image. One thing I like about this one is you can see that side, then I also like that side too. Both sides I think look really cool. For this one, I think I'm going to put the points up. Add that. When you're putting your embossed papers down, remember you always want to add a good amount of adhesive because with all the raised pieces, sometimes it's a little tricky to get it to stick. All right, I did want some texture, so I'm going to use dimensionals on the little truck piece. I recently got to watch this little boy in nursery, and he is just the cutest little guy. So that makes it all the more fun when you know you're making this for a particular person. Of course, it's always nice to have cards on hand too. So just going to center it here. And then put this on the inside, and my card is going to be done. All right. And now I have a card ready for a little person, or it could be a man as well. This would go for anyone. So happy birthday, celebrating someone special. Hope you've enjoyed this idea. If you're stamping with a truck, I would love to see what you're making. Post a picture below. Prizes show up every once in a while. Thanks and have a great day.